Hello, today we're going to spill the Disney College Program tea, or the DCP tea, while doing makeup for no reason, because I have no friends. If you're new to my channel, hello. You're probably new because I just started this channel. So we basically do wellness, beauty, lifestyle. I'm trying not to do just one thing just because I'm interested in a lot of things. So if that interests you, feel free to subscribe and like this video to follow along my content creation journey and to see more content from me. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram, so I'll put those down below. So let's just get started. I have the Target bag. Literally just doing this for no reason. I'm bored. I have work tomorrow, so I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to start off with the Glacier brown eyebrow. I'm going to put these bangs back because no matter how many times I just got the current bangs, so I'm still getting used to styling them. No matter how many times I put in a ponytail or up, it falls back. And start off with my Disney College Program journey. And there might be some pauses, probably a lot of editing in this video because I need to focus on the story and makeup, and that might be a little bit difficult, as you can see right now. So I think it was spring 2023. I did the January to May program. So I was pretty excited because I've always wanted to work for Disney, as one does who does the Disney College Program. And it's been on my bucket list. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to apply and see where it goes. So I applied, and literally 30 minutes later, I got the web-based interview email. But it says there's a certain amount of time, like, you can get it done. So I'm like, I'm not going to do this right now because I'm still shocked that I got in. So I did it the next day. My mom and dad were staying behind me because it's a lot of questions regarding like customer service and like who you are. So just be honest, because they not try to trick you, but they like say some of the questions and like differently, so you might accidentally answer it different as you did before. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So we did that. I'm gonna be using the Halo Glow Elf. It was a lot of a waiting game because when I did it, there was no phone interview. Yeah, that's something I wish I had, actually, because I remember watching you can't do this anymore, but I remember watching all the YouTubers who like filmed their phone interview, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be so good at this, I'm gonna be so good. But then my people like didn't need to do it, so I didn't do the phone interview. Cannot talk. So I passed the W-based interview. Let's start with that. I passed, and then it was a few months because they don't really tell you your role until like a month before you leave, or like a couple weeks before you leave, which is kind of scary. And in my case it was, because dun dun dun, I got custodial. I just spilled on my pants. Okay, I got custodial, which was on, no offense, on the bottom of my list. I know some people like it, but like, I just want my internship to like be fun, and I'm a small girl, like 5 feet, and like lugging everything, like the trash, pushing the trash, like I don't think I could have done it very well. And that turned out to be true. I'll get to that part. So I was kind of bummed about that. I filmed my reaction. I don't know if I still have it though, because I did it on Snapchat, so I don't know. Some people learned to like it, so I was hoping that would be my experience. And so we packed up, moved to Florida, and then cried, saying goodbye to my parents. I had a 4x2, which is, you have your own room but have to share a bathroom. And my moving was kind of awkward because my roommates were already there for a long time, and they're like, oh, you got custodial, sorry. Like, oh, they kind of like felt bad for me that I had custodial because they were all merged. So we had opposite schedules, and so they're all merged, and some were international. I forget where the girls were from. I forget their names too. But we got along. Like, we were all pretty introverted, so we just like did our own thing. No drama. And the next day, I had to do the custodial test. So if you didn't know, there is a custodial test that people have to do to make sure you're fit for the role. And I won't get too much into it because I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but they do take your blood pressure, and I think that has something to do with it because it was super high. And the guy was like, "Oh, you're super excited to be here," and I'm like, "I'm kind of nervous." Because, girl, that test was so hard. Like, I knew I was weak, but I didn't know I was that weak. Let's be for real. So, I'm using the Maybelline eraser. That was very humbling, to say the least. I made some friends on the bus ride over. None of the guys were cute, no offense. But anyway, as soon as I got back to my apartment, I got a call from like a recruiter or like HR, the person who changes the role. And they're like, I knew that was coming. Like, oh, I'm going home. Like, but you don't go home. Like, they give you like options, and she was like, is there anything else you want to do? And I'm like, yeah, like I would love to do children's activities. And she was like, oh, we actually had that in Animal Kingdom Lodge, would you like to do that? And I'm like, oh yes. So I'm like, oh, text my parents and friends that I got children's activities instead of custodial. And then like 30 minutes later, I got a call back saying that position has already been filled. And she's like, is there anything else you want to do? And I said, I would love to be a character attendant, which is those people with the characters, making sure they're all safe. We have a spot in Epcot, based in Epcot, and I'm like, sign me up like now, because I want that. And that is how I got my dream role, my my least favorite role to my like dream role. And I could not be more excited. When I went to Traditions, which is basically the getting your name tag and everything, I literally cannot say anything about that, but I'm also focusing on character integrity here in Disney Magic, which is just keeping the magic. And my Traditions was like, it was good. It was kind of boring, but it was good. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I didn't get my training itinerary until later because my role kept changing. So that stressed me out. And I'm gonna be using the Pixie blush. That stressed me out because I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what costume I need. Well, I had a big idea. It's the blueberry costume. And eventually I did get it, thankfully. And it was kind of hard to make friends with my training group because they're all based in Magic Kingdom and I was based in Epcot. And there was one Hollywood Studios base, so I kind of bonded with the Hollywood Studios girl. The training was super fun. Again, can't really say much. Some of it was hands-on and some of it was just like reading and doing like those web reading test things. And one of the days was going around the park at Epcot, making sure we knew where to go. And since I was at Epcot, I attended Anna and Elsa a lot in the Royal Summer House. I miss my Royal Summer House. It was very intimidating being around very pretty people. And some of those pretty people were not the nicest, but most of them were. Because, yeah, you get it. It's entertainment. There's like some drama with it, and especially with Disney college programmers, so that's that. I won't say much about that either, because it's kind of a lot. You have to like talk to every single family, and I'm an introvert, and that was really hard, but it took it like about a month to get used to. And especially in the summer house, because I was like there, I had a 4x2, so I needed to pay my rent, and so I was basically at the summer house for 8 hours, Wednesday through like Sunday. My days off were Monday and Tuesday, which was consistent. I like that. And this glossier highlighting stick, it kind of got tiring because no one wanted to trade. No one wanted to trade. And sometimes your schedule puts you in shifts that were not in the park, and I kind of traded those because I love the summer house a lot, and that was one of my regrets because I wanted to explore the park more, but I was too scared. And I highly recommend, if your role allows it, to pick up other shifts at other parks. Yeah, I just never did that, unfortunately. One thing I also regret was calling out. So if you don't know, Disney has this thing where if you get like 4 reprimands, so calling out, you get terminated. If I didn't have allergies then, I had allergies now because I was sick 24/7 down there. That's one thing they don't tell you. Like, I was totally sick. I caught bronchitis. So that was really, really fun. And I had to call out, and I felt so guilty calling out because I had a couple reprimands already for calling out from being sick too. And like one time I went over and like the manager's like, "Why are you here?" Because I sounded so sick. And I'm like, if I'm not here, then I can't be here. Like, I have to like go to work even if I'm sick. And that was really hard. I had one more call out before leaving. So I really kind of regretted that. Just because I barely went to the park because I was so sick. Like, it took like a few months for me to, like a month or a couple, to actually go to the parks for fun. So I was kind of depressed sometimes because I was sick and also homesick. So those two combined was bad. And it was hard making friends. Like, all of our character attendant friends in summer house were like, we all should be friends because we're all leaving in a month. So that was fun. The last month was really fun. And I really enjoyed that. There was a couple, I might need to say another video about specifically character attendant because there's a lot of stories. There was a toddler one time, and like when she left, I had to like call to say like hold because there was a turd on the carpet near Princess Anna, and we had to call custodial, and that was not fun. And then another girl came, I think it was her and her sibling had like some like chicken pox or something, and they decided not to cancel their Disney trip and still went. So thankfully all of us had our chicken pox shots because that would have been bad. And that was really fun. I can't say much about the summer house either, so sorry about that. You just have, if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you should go. So it's really good. And one thing I loved about it was because there's AC in it, and so I told like girls and like families that it does get colder near Elsa because it actually did because of the AC. So that was really special. And I always enjoyed the Make-A-Wish when they come, and we made sure to make it really special for the Make-A-Wish. It was just there in the room. That was really nice. And oh, one time I was on my lunch break. And Emma Stone met Anna and Elsa while I was on my lunch break. How could I miss Emma Stone? I was kind of pissed about that. But that was like the only celebrity. No, I met the Walt Disney lookalike, Bill, I think his name. He's super tall. He's super, super tall. This is the Naked 3 palette, Urban Decay. I was like literally by his waist. Like, that was awesome. And that was so cool meeting him. Let's see, that was like basically the major of the story. Some other characters I worked with Mexico Donald Duck in the Mexico Pavilion. Love that duck. And then I I got a lot of spare shifts, which is basically if someone calls out, you get their shift. And I worked with some characters that I never could have worked with because I'm a CP. So, because full-timers usually get like special characters. One spare shift got to attend Snow White, so that was fun. And then this is Tower 28, and then I worked with Pluto, Minnie, and Mickey. And is there any others? No, I was basically at the Summer Who's a character tenant for that. So that was really fun, and I still talk to friends that I met there. Yay. And yeah, I'm trying to think of any other major things. Like, I was basically, it gets lonely sometimes, not gonna lie. And it gets lonely, sometimes bugs get into the apartment, and my roommates were all afraid of bugs, and they made me spray it wasn't a cockroach, what was it? It was like a huge dragonfly, I think. Like on the floor. They made me like spray it, and I was terrified. So that was fun. And I was pretty stuck in the Disney bubble because I didn't have a car and I used the buses. Oh, I have a story about that. Some of the bus drivers were really nice, like 98%. And we got this bus driver who's, I think, just having a bad day, and this kid accidentally pulled like the string, and she's like, "You're not allowed to pull." And then for some reason, I don't know why, trying to find my lip gloss. She's like, "You're not allowed to pull," and then what she did was so dangerous. So she like drove in the road, she like stopped the bus at a red light on the road and opened the door to a red light, and she's like, "If you want to get out here. If you want to get out here," in the middle of traffic. Like, how, like, and people were like filming, and I was just in awe. I felt kind of uncomfortable in that moment, and she just closed the door and kept driving. So yeah, that was really interesting. This Glossier lip gloss. I think that's all of it for now. I don't want to make this video too long, but this is basically how I got my dream Disney college role. And other than that, this is the simple look. I didn't want to go too crazy. Like I said, I'm working tomorrow and I should probably go to bed right now. So again, here we work on beauty, wellness, and lifestyle. If that interests you, subscribe, feel free to, and like this video if you had fun watching. I don't know what was with that voice change, but I think that's a sign that I should end this video here.